Hello, viewers. I'm Anastasia, working alongside Irene for Day 10 in our enlightening 50-day software architecture class. Recalling Day 9, we examined event-driven architecture basics, including pub submodels for decoupled messaging and tools like Kafka for robust streaming, emphasizing asynchronous resilience. Today, we're advancing to serverless architecture fundamentals, providing a clear explanation of functions as a service and delving into their remarkable scalability advantages, illustrating how serverless eliminates traditional server management, reduces costs through pay per use, and integrates seamlessly with microservices and event driven patterns for highly elastic, efficient systems.
Precisely, Anastasia. Serverless represents a leap in abstraction, freeing developers to focus on code while the platform handles the rest.
Detailing the overview for day 10, serverless architecture abstracts away server provisioning and maintenance, billing only for actual usage in a pay per use model that optimizes costs. We'll explain FaaS, where your code executes as short lived functions triggered by events without persistent servers. A major emphasis will be on scalability advantages, such as automatic scaling from zero instances during idle times to thousands under load. This links directly to Day 9's event driven concepts, where serverless often relies on events for triggers, enhancing the asynchronous, resilient designs we've been building toward.
An efficient paradigm. This will showcase how serverless complements distributed systems like microservices from day 7.
Why embrace serverless architecture? It dramatically reduces operational overhead by eliminating the need to provision, patch, or scale servers manually, allowing teams to concentrate on business logic rather than infrastructure. The cost effectiveness stems from a granular pay per use model, where you're billed only for the milliseconds your code runs, avoiding idle resource expenses. It fits perfectly with Day 7's microservices by providing a lightweight deployment option and Day 9's event driven patterns as functions trigger on events. Overall, it accelerates rapid development, testing, and iteration, making it ideal for startups and dynamic workloads. Unpacking the basics of serverless architecture. At its core, it encompasses backend as a service for managed databases or auth, and functions as a service for custom code execution. Functions are triggered by events such as HTTP requests, message queues from day 9, or database changes running in isolated environments. These are typically stateless, short lived executions lasting seconds, ensuring efficiency. Major providers include AWS Lambda for seamless integration, Google Cloud Functions for quick setups, and Azure Functions for hybrid cloud support. Comparing serverless to traditional architectures, serverless requires no upfront provisioning, with automatic scaling handled by the provider, contrasting traditional setups where servers run continuously, incurring constant costs and needing manual scaling. It can hybridize with Day 7's microservices, where some services go serverless for bursty tasks. Choose serverless for variable or unpredictable workloads like seasonal apps, where it shines in efficiency, but stick to traditional for steady, long running processes requiring persistent state.
Explaining functions as a service thoroughly. FaaS allows you to deploy individual functions, small code units, that run in response to triggers without managing underlying infrastructure. Triggers can be diverse, from HTTP endpoints to file uploads or scheduled cron jobs. Be mindful of cold starts, where the first invocation after idle time incurs slight latency as the environment spins up. Providers impose limits on execution time and memory to encourage concise, efficient code. FaaS workflow step by step. Upload your code as a zippy package or container image to the platform. Configure triggers by linking to event sources like queues from day 9 or API gateways. Upon trigger, the provider manages the runtime environment, executing your function in isolated sandboxes. Built-in logging and metrics capture outputs and performance, integrating with tools for analysis, simplifying debugging in serverless contexts. FaaS use cases. Build lightweight API backends with functions handling requests via gateways from day 8. For data processing, trigger ETL jobs on file uploads or database events. In IoT, Functions process device sensor data in real time. Even for chatbots, use FaaS to generate responses on user inputs, scaling automatically with traffic. Pros and cons of FaaS. Pros include built-in auto-scaling to handle bursts and zero costs during idle periods. Cons involve cold start latencies for infrequent functions and potential vendor lock-in due to proprietary APIs. For state, rely on external stores like databases since functions are stateless. It's best suited for episodic, event-based workloads rather than constant processing. Best practices for FaaS. Keep functions small and focused on a single responsibility per SRP from day 2 to minimize cold starts and improve reusability. Optimize starts with warm-up techniques or provisioned concurrency. Secure with least privilege IAM roles and managed secrets. Test locally using emulators like AWS SAM to simulate environments before deployment.
Scalability advantages starting with auto-scaling. Serverless platforms scale from 0 instances when idle to virtually infinite under load, provisioning resources automatically. This handles sudden bursts like viral traffic without manual setup or over-provisioning. Compared to day 3 monoliths, it's far more elastic, avoiding the need for always-on servers, and reinforces day 1's focus on building inherently scalable systems. Cost efficiency and scalability. With pay-per-use billing down to milliseconds, you only incur costs for actual execution time, eliminating charges for idle infrastructure unlike traditional VMs or containers. Optimized by tuning function duration and memory to lower bills. This model is economically superior for variable or unpredictable loads, making serverless attractive for startups and seasonal apps. Global distribution for scalability. Serverless leverages edge computing to run functions closer to users, reducing latency across regions. Providers offer multi-region replication for data and code, ensuring high availability. Integrate with CDNs for caching static assets, enhancing performance. This previews Day 45's emerging edge computing trends, where serverless plays a central role. Integration for enhanced scalability. Hybridize with Day 7 microservices by using FaaS for event-triggered components like processing uploads. In monoliths, offload bursty tasks to serverless for elasticity. Pair with serverless databases like DynamoDB for auto-scaling storage. It integrates smoothly with Day 9's event-driven patterns, where functions act as consumers in pub/sub flows. Challenges in serverless scalability. Cold starts can impact response times for infrequently invoked functions, though mitigated by warm pools. Providers impose concurrency limits per account, requiring requests for increases. Scaling behaviors are vendor-specific, raising lock-in risks. Continuous monitoring is essential to tune configurations and predict scaling needs.
Advantages in developer productivity. Serverless lets developers focus purely on writing code, abstracting away infrastructure concerns like provisioning or patching. It supports rapid prototyping with near-instant deploys, accelerating iteration. Providers offer built-in integrations with databases, queues, and more. This ties to Day 4's creational patterns, where factories can create function instances dynamically. Operational simplicity advantages. Eliminate OS-level management as the provider oversees runtime environments and scaling. Automatic updates apply security patches without downtime. High availability is inherent through redundant zones. Use cost calculators for predictability, avoiding surprises in billing for variable usage. Serverless pitfalls. Vendor lock-in from proprietary features and APIs, making migrations challenging. Debugging requires distributed tracing tools for function invocations. State must be managed externally, as functions are ephemeral. It's unsuitable for long-running tasks due to time limits, better for short bursts.
Recapping Day 10, we outlined serverless fundamentals, abstracting infrastructure with pay-per-use models,
Explained FaaS in depth, from triggers to executions, and highlighted scalability advantages like auto-scaling and cost efficiency. The key takeaway: serverless offers efficient, auto-scaling computing for modern, dynamic workloads. Welcome to Day 10 of the 50 Days Software Architecture class on YouTube, where we dive into the fundamentals of serverless architecture, a cloud execution model that lets developers focus purely on code without server management. Serverless computing is a cloud execution model where developers write code without managing servers, as the cloud provider like AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud handles all provisioning, scaling, and maintenance tasks automatically. A key milestone in this evolution was the launch of AWS Lambda on November 13, 2014, pioneering the concept of functions as a service, or FaaS, with other providers like Google Cloud Functions in Beta 2017 and GA 2018, and Azure Functions Preview 2016 and GA 2017. FaaS allows you to deploy individual functions triggered by events, such as HTTP requests, database changes, or queues like SQS, executing in stateless containers spun up on demand for efficient, event-driven processing. True serverless entirely abstracts infrastructure, distinguishing it from simply no-server solutions with visible servers, and often complements back-end as a service, or BaaS, offerings like Firebase and AWS DynamoDB. This paradigm integrates seamlessly with event-driven architectures from day 9, using triggers like SQS and Kafka for data streams that flow into functions, enabling reactive and scalable systems. Serverless functions support polyglot environments, meaning you can write code in Node.js, Python, Java, Go, and many other languages, providing flexibility for diverse development teams. However, there are execution limits, such as AWS Lambda's maximum duration of 900 seconds or 15 minutes, memory from 128 megabytes to 10,384 megabytes, and up to 6 vCPUs, with concurrent executions up to 1,000 by default. One common concern is cold start latency, which can be 100,500 milliseconds for new instances as they spin up, though this can be mitigated with provisioned concurrency at an extra cost for always warm functions. The scalability advantages of serverless are immense, allowing systems to auto-scale from zero idle costs to millions of invocations per second, as shown in dynamic graphs of invocation spikes. Imagine handling massive traffic spikes, like those on Black Friday sales, seamlessly without manual intervention or over-provisioning, as data streams flow effortlessly into the expanding serverless cloud. This leads to a highly cost-effective pay-per-use pricing model, where you only pay for the compute time and resources actually consumed, such as requests and GB seconds in real-time billing. For example, AWS Lambda charges $0.20 per $1 million requests, plus 0,667 per GB second, making it incredibly efficient for intermittent workloads like 1 million invocations at 100 milliseconds and 128 megabytes costing about 0,004 dollars. Cloud providers also offer high durability and availability SLAs, like 99.99% durability and 99.95% availability, ensuring your applications remain robust and accessible with protective shielding. The typical workflow involves a client event, such as a user click, triggering a function execution via API gateway or step functions, which then responds or integrates with other services like DynamoDB. This paradigm fundamentally shifts infrastructure management, allowing developers to focus purely on writing code, aligning with Day 2's solid principles for modular, flexible design without server concerns. Serverless functions can also be used in hybrid approaches with microservices from Day 7, acting as efficient endpoints that integrate seamlessly into distributed applications. Real-world examples abound, with Netflix using over 100,000 lambdas daily for video processing and iRobot processing more than 100 million events per day through serverless triggers. The Cockroach DB, for instance, scales to over 1 billion requests per minute using distributed serverless-like architectures, handling massive data flows with glowing efficiency. This builds on our previous discussions on event-driven architecture from day 9 and microservices from day 7, creating powerful hybrid cloud-native solutions with integrated workflows. The serverless market is projected to grow significantly from $13.2 billion in 2023 to $57.7 billion by 2030, according to Markets and Markets, highlighting its rapid adoption and 70% cost savings reported by 85% of users in Datadog's 2023 report. Serverless architecture offers unparalleled flexibility, scalability, and cost efficiency, making it a cornerstone of modern software development with radiating benefits. It empowers developers to innovate faster by abstracting away operational complexities like provisioning and scaling, allowing focus on business logic as infrastructure fades into a simple cloud. Thank you for joining us for Day 10 on Serverless Fundamentals. We hope this deep dive, building on prior days, has provided valuable insights for your architectural journey ahead. Day 11 covers data management in architecture, from relational to NoSQL like MongoDB.
Homework: conceptualize a FaaS-based function for a simple app considering triggers and scaling. Questions? Comment will provide insights. Thanks. Like, share, and subscribe.